Hey, Becky.
Hello. How are you
How are you?
doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Looks like you're outside enjoying the sunshine.
I am.
Good call. Good call.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad that you decided to take some time and join us. I'm not sure, I guess, how much they have filled you in necessarily, but because we are recording and interviewing, I'll go ahead and share with you anyways.
All right. Sounds good.
And that pun was not intended, actually. So I am Joey Yorchek, and I work for Elfin Services, and we are a locally owned in-home care and care management agency. And we primarily work with the senior population, and we have caregivers who go into the home to assist with activities of daily living. And we also have our care management team that works more on the overall management of a person's health care, including medical appointments, sitting in and coordinating for families. And so working with the senior population, we certainly know that the homelessness continues to increase amongst the senior population. And so that's kind of a big portion of why we are here to support Share. And unfortunately, Beth couldn't actually be with us today.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Yeah, she was supposed to be here at 4, but the reason she can't actually be here is because she is volunteering between 3 and 6 down at the kitchen at Share House.
Oh, wonderful.
So when she told me, I said, well, that's a pretty darn good excuse of why you can't join us.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I really couldn't think of a better one. So, and so anyway, so then what's going on is we've been challenged by Home Instead here in Vancouver, Washington. And they've been doing a Hunger Heroes food drive to help support local food pantries or agencies like Share,
Nice.
of their choosing. Because we do know with everything that's been going on with the pandemic that food drives have been down and that donations have not been coming in the same.
Right.
So
Yes.
to try, and so we were happy to be challenged. We're huge supporters of Share, both Beth and I. We actually were part of the annual gala that typically happens, and unfortunately, we have to wait until we get the green light to do that.
Yes.
So anyway, so that's kind of what we're up to today is we're talking a little bit about the Hunger Heroes Challenge. And then I understand though that you are the Hunger and Nutrition Programs Manager.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for Share and yeah.
Wonderful. So I have worked for Share for just under 2 years. It'll be 2 years in August. And I run 3 of our big meal programs. So I oversee our hot meals program down at Share House that Beth is very familiar with. You are very familiar with. Where we serve homeless and low income members of the community 3 times a day during the week and 2 times a day on the weekends, 365 days a year. So every day of the year we are operating. I have 2 amazing staff that run, 3 amazing staff that run that program, and could not do it without them. They really run the show down there. I just check in and see what they need every now and then.
Well, we all need good teammates.
Yes. And they create thousands of meals that are served every month. And during COVID specifically, like the need for those free meals has gone up a lot. In February, we served like 3,700 meals. And then in March, when everything happened, we served 6,100 meals. And then it's just gone up from there. In April, we served about 7,000. And in May, we served 8,600.
Jeez.
So like the need has just continued to grow as people have been out of work longer, and services just aren't the same as they were because like you said, donations haven't been coming in as much, or agencies have had to close, like other partner agencies in the community have had to close because they run on volunteers or whatever, there's tons of reasons that
Sure.
people have had to close during this time, but we've really just seen an uptick in the need for those free meals down at Share House. And we've been able to provide those in a grab and go style. So we closed our dining room on March 14th, the day after schools closed. So we kind of closed around the same time they did,
Sure.
just eliminating those big groups of people on indoor spaces. And so they've been really amazing at providing a hot breakfast and a hot dinner that go out. And then lunch is more of a stack meal, like a sandwich and fruit, veggie, chips, granola bar, that kind of thing. But they've made some really amazing to-go meals. Just last week, they got a bunch of steaks donated, and
Whoa.
they made like steaks and baked potatoes and gravy and green beans, and that was the to-go meal for the dinner.
Wow.
And it was incredible. So yeah, they've been really great at being creative and just going with the flow with all of the changes that have happened. I've been really proud of them and their work ethic, and we've had awesome volunteers that have stepped up, even though our regular volunteer base hasn't been able to come to Share House because most of them are seniors.
Sure.
We've had a lot of new volunteers, which has been really amazing. Getting new people in to learn about the programs and getting excited about feeding people in our community. So that's been really amazing. And then the other two programs that I run are more focused on children and families. So Hot Meals is really the one where we serve the most seniors in the community, because we definitely see homeless seniors coming to that program quite often. But my other two programs are the backpack program that I run during the school year. So I partner with 105 schools, either preschool, elementary, middle school, high schools, and then alternative schools. We have a couple of like Head Start programs that we partner with. So 105 schools participate in the backpack program.
Wow.
Or the Fresh Food Pantry program, which is kind of under the umbrella of backpacks. And we create a 5 to 7 pound non-perishable bag that goes home with the kiddos at the end of the week, every week of the school year, except during obviously like winter break and spring break, because there's no school. So
why do you need a backpack?
Yeah, but before those breaks, we tend to kind of overstuff the backpacks to try to help families get through those breaks when kids don't have access to school meals.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so the idea with backpacks is to really help families and kids over the weekend, because the majority of our students qualify for free and reduced lunch and actually access free and reduced lunch at school. So if you think about like on the weekends, they don't have access to that food, but it's still hard to get to feed kids, and kids still need to be fed 3 times a day.
Yeah.
So the backpacks really are just to bridge that gap and kind of make it a little bit easier.
Great.
Yeah, and we send out about 1,700 bags a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we were able to continue that program after schools closed, and on a much smaller scale. We partnered with 39 schools, and they distributed we did anywhere from like 600 to 900 or 1,000 bags a week while schools were closed during COVID.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
That's amazing.
It was all brand new, and it was a totally different experience, because normally on Thursday mornings we have about 50 volunteers that come into the warehouse, pack 1,700 bags in an hour and a half, and they're out the door. And then it was definitely a bigger effort from staff, and then just like a handful of volunteers to get all of those bags packed.
I bet.
Took more like 5 hours every week instead of like an hour and a half to 2 hours.
A little more time too there. Yep.
A little bit more time. But it was really amazing to see people step up, and we had stories come in of people who had never accessed free food before that were hitting hard times for the first time in their life.
There we are.
Yay! Okay. Sorry, my phone Zoom just kind of crashes sometimes.
Oh, no worries at all. I figured as much.
So I think one thing is we had families who came who had never accessed backpacks before or ever accessed, free food or food resources before. And it was really hard for them to ask for that help, but they were really thankful that it was available and that they were able to support their families a little bit more. So, hopefully maybe as we move through this, some of those families who normally don't need to access this food will, once they get their jobs back and back in the normal flow, will feel compelled to support these programs and get the word out to help support our community a little bit more. So I think that can be a really positive thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think that's the goal for us too.
Right. Just get the word out and
success.
Maybe. All right. Hopefully it stays. My internet should be fine. It's just my phone hates Zoom. But so try to get this in before my phone crashes again. The last program that I run during the summer is our summer meals program. So that today is day 2 of summer meals.
I was just gonna say I saw it just kicked off yesterday.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, it's going pretty well, going pretty smoothly. Hoping to get the word out a little bit. It was kind of slow yesterday and today, but I think it'll pick up as the word gets out a little bit more. So yeah, we're serving at 15 sites this summer across Clark County, and we serve any child 18 and under that shows up. There's no pre-registering, no paperwork, no personal information gathered. Just show up during the meal time and get a meal. This year's a little bit different because, COVID, everything's a little bit different.
Sure.
We're doing grab-and-go meals similar to Share House hot meals, where they're a sack lunch that kiddos just take with them. Mm-hmm. And they can eat it at home, which I think will actually be pretty popular because we're at a couple of apartment complexes, and in past years, kids have been like, but my apartment's right there. Can't I just go eat it in my living room in front of the TV? And they have to sit here, we have to watch you eat the meal. But this year, they're able to
watch you eat the meal.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it'll go really well. We're partnering with PAL, the Police Activities League, and Parks and Rec, and then a couple of faith-based partners to help run our site. And definitely a good handful of those are also going to provide little activity kits for kiddos once a week, which I think will be really great.
Yeah.
So
that's great. Well, and even though we do a lot of work with seniors, we're certainly huge supporters of that intergenerational component as well. Mm-hmm. It's amazing to see, even the interaction that children and the influence that they have sort of on the attitude of the senior. It's true to watch.
Yeah, it is. Unmute. There we go.
There we are.
Maybe we're back.
This is like the best Zoom call ever.
I know. This is bouncing in and out.
No worries. Well, and I guess what would I say? So would you say, what would you say is your biggest challenge that you face amongst all of those programs? What are you seeing as the biggest challenge, and what do you think that you guys do to sort of try and overcome that challenge?
I think our biggest challenge in general, during a normal school year in summer, is just people knowing about the programs. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's a good basis of people who know about the backpack program, love the backpack program or summer meals. But I do feel like when I'm out in the community and talking to people and talking about my programs, there's a good chunk of people that are like, oh, wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that existed. And I think just getting the word out about those programs so that people who need it or people who want to support those programs can do so.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then during this.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Good stuff. I tell you, good
stuff. I know. I'm an expert at joining Zoom meetings now.
This is going to be so good.
But during COVID, it's just, the grabbing go is a big transition. So just navigating those waters and making it easy for people to get food and stay safe and healthy.
Sure. Well, and again, also all the other things that probably come with it in terms of packaging and supplies needed for safety, gloves. I mean, not that you wouldn't
exactly.
in general, but obviously there's increased costs, so and an increase, and yet there is a decrease in the supplies and items coming in. So
Yeah.
so hopefully, hopefully by doing our Hunger Heroes food drive, we can certainly help support support the organization, and then also raise that awareness about the great programs that you guys have.
That would be amazing. Thank you so much for choosing Share and supporting us and being a great partner.
Absolutely. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to share with everybody about Share? Or, I'm trying to figure out how to use the word share. We're almost at the end, too.
All right. I know we say share about Share all the time. It's great.
Yeah, it's like share. Oh, I mean, which Share?
Yeah. Just that, Share has a lot of programs that we run and oversee. So, if this is reaching people that aren't necessarily interested in food specifically, we have a lot of other volunteer opportunities. We have events, we have housing programs, we have an amazing outreach team that does, street needle exchange and actually reaches people who are living outside. So if you're interested at all in Share and what we do, you can always look at our website and contact our volunteer department for donating community resources and your time, because time is a great resource to donate.
It definitely is, yes. Well, like I said earlier in the call, thank you, Beth, for doing what she does, partner,
yes,
and helping us make this successful. So, and we'll. I told you, man, this is gonna be so great.
Maybe this is the last one.
I know. I'll edit as much as I can, Becky.
It'll be great.
Yeah, all I was going to say was, we're happy to partner. We were happy that we were challenged with Hunger Heroes. And that, hopefully by, sharing the videos and sharing these interviews, and, I really want to raise that awareness of all the other programs.
Your editing skills are going to be great.
Oh my gosh, I might have to hire a professional for this one. You guys have those here, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Becky, and keep just watch for us on Facebook. You guys share the video. So, thank you for your time.
Will do. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Take care.
Take care.
Yep. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.